Hi everybody, welcome to SHOT Show TV. I'm Larry Keene, Senior Vice President for Government and Public Affairs and the General Counsel of the National Shooting Sports Foundation. I'm pleased to be joined this morning with my good friend Congressman Richard Hudson from the state of North Carolina, where he represents the 8th Congressional District. And this is the Congressman's second time to the SHOT Show, and we're very pleased that he spent a little time with us today. So, Richard, Congressman, welcome to the SHOT Show. It's good to be with you.
It's great to be back, Larry. You know, it's probably the greatest gathering of freedom-loving Americans in the whole country, and it's just fun to be here and see all the products and get to touch all the new gear and just to be with you and just so appreciate what you and the NSSF do every day.
Well, you know, Congressman, you're not just, you know, a representative, and the SHOT Show is important to you because the Congressman is one of us. He's an avid outdoorsman. I mean, just this week on his way to the SHOT Show, he got to go goose hunting and duck hunting. So that's fantastic. And Richard, the Congressman, is a phenomenal shot. He is the reigning champion of the Congressional Sportsman's Caucus shoot every year. So you know, it's very intimidating to go shooting with the Congressman because he just crushes it. So, well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Washington and what you see will happen in 2020, which is obviously an election year.
Well, it's a very dangerous time right now. With Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, you know, our rights are under threat every single day. We joke that when you're in the majority, you hate the Senate because they stop everything. That happened with my concealed carry bill last Congress. Yeah. But when you're in the minority, you love the Senate for the exact same reason because they stop everything. And we had a very dangerous gun control bill come out of the House last year. But fortunately, Mitch McConnell and our senators aren't considering that. Yeah,
so we saw a number of gun control bills pass out of the House pretty quickly, pretty early on under Speaker Pelosi, but we haven't seen a lot since then. And why do you think that is?
Well, we put up a good fight. You know, I think we won the debate because we were able to point out that this legislation threatens the rights of law-abiding citizens, yet does nothing to stop gun violence. And so I think by winning that debate, I think by putting up solid numbers, you know, Republicans held together. We had a number of Democrats voting with us. I think we sent a message that we're not going to back down when it comes to our Second Amendment.
So you don't foresee, you know, gun control measures moving out of the House in 2020 as we move into the election?
Well, it's always possible. You know, we've got to be on guard. We've got to be ready to make that case of why our rights are so important. But also, you know, I'm very interested in what are the root causes of gun violence. What can we do to stop school shootings? You know, we've done a number of things. In fact, President Donald Trump has done more than any president in history to combat school violence. We've got to do a better job of talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, the industry's committed to working with law enforcement on things like Project Child Safe, Operation Secure Store, Don't Lie for the Other Guy, and many other programs that, you know, are real solutions that actually work to make our community safer. You know, banning modern sporting rifles that are, you know, the most popular rifles being sold in America is not going to reduce violence. It's, you know, that's, you know, you're attacking the product, not the problem. You're not addressing the root cause. Why are people doing this? You know, we've got to address the mental health issue. We need more mental health resources to identify these individuals, you know, before they, you know, become violent and dangerous.
That's right. Well, you can walk into any school in America today, Larry, and ask any teacher, any student, who are the children in the school who are troubled? And they know, but they're not getting the resources they need. And so we passed $2.3 billion last Congress so that schools can use them not only to harden schools and use technology, things like metal detectors, but also to have money for mental health intervention. So that these children who are troubled, let's intervene with them before they reach a breaking point.
So while we're probably not going to see bad gun control moving out of the House, the opposite is also true. It's very difficult for pro-gun legislation to move. So, for example, your concealed carry bill that you've championed for many Congresses, what do you think the prospects are for that moving in 2020?
Well, we've certainly seen in the news why it's so important that we have a national concealed carry bill passed. You know, just look at the state of Virginia and all the initiatives that the governor and the Democrat-led General Assembly are trying to do there. You know, I think about it personally, driving from my home in North Carolina to D.C., I got to go right through Virginia.
Right.
You know, it's pretty scary to see what's happening. So, you know, as long as Nancy Pelosi's Speaker, she's not going to allow common sense legislation like that, but we're always looking for an opportunity. There may be some big compromise package at some point in this Congress where we can agree that we'll go with you on this if you include reciprocity as part of it. So there's always opportunities.
So as the finance chair for the Republican Congressional Committee on the campaign, what do you think the prospects are for wrestling the gavel away from Speaker Pelosi and sending her off to retirement?
Well, I believe we're going to take the House back. I believe we're looking at a net pickup of 25 seats today.
Wow.
And part of it is...
And just for the audience, how many seats do you need to flip to take back the majority?
We need 20. So I think we've got enough right now. But we've got to do better. You know, we don't want to have a slim majority where Democrats can have some influence in who our speaker is and other things like that. But if you look across the country, Larry, we've got some of the most exciting candidates. We have more women today running for Congress as a Republican than we've ever had in our history. We've got more people of color running for Congress as Republicans.
Right.
We've got more veterans than we've ever had. In fact, we have over 950 candidates running for Congress. It's the most Republicans we've ever fielded.
Yeah, that's terrific. You know, because it's very important that, you know, come 2020, the election, that we retain a pro-gun majority in the Senate and that we reestablish a pro-gun majority in the House. And, you know, we'd love to see more Democrats in Congress that are pro-gun. We used to see them. They used to be called blue dogs.
Right. And
there are some left, but in our opinion, not enough. But, you know, for us, it's about, are you pro-industry? Are you pro-gun? Are you pro-sportsman? And less about what side of the aisle you're on. But unfortunately, at the national level, the Democratic Party has gone hard left on guns, and it reminds me of 20 years ago. And I think we're starting to see a pushback on that. And I was very heartened to see the size of the crowd, the enthusiasm, the pro-Second Amendment crowd in Richmond, Virginia.
Right.
And I think that sent a very strong message, you know, to the governor of Virginia and the others, Democrats, pushing this gun control agenda in Richmond. That, you know, they've really woken a sleeping giant. And I think hopefully people will turn out in 2020 on election day, and then we can get your national concealed carry bill passed.
That's right.
So, well, that looks like we're all the time we have with the congressman right now. So again, Congressman, thank you for visiting with us, and I hope you enjoy the SHOT Show and come back next year.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Pleasure.
Hope you have a good SHOT Show.